Uh, this is a this is going to be a very quick live. I am very excited right now, a little tired, long day, but I am just sitting here in the lady lounge and just chilling in the lady lounge, just for a little bit. Been listening to other people's lives. Went on one of my friends' lives earlier today, but some real hinky shit was happening, and he didn't understand what was happening. And then, hey Kiki, congrats! What I do? What I do, Kiki? I don't even know what you're saying congratulations about, but thank you. I don't know what happened. But Kat, don't start. Um so my friend did his live today, and he was going to be Fat Man Scoop. He was going to be discussing the McDonald's mom, and something ended up happening that it kept kicking everyone off of the live. No one was sure. Um, hey, Lynn. No one's sure why. This cat is being weird. No one's sure why. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Kiki. I'm sorry, baby. No one's sure why his live kept ending, and we don't know if it was because of the McDonald's girl, but um, I really did not say too much on the live. I did a lot of laughing, and it was a funny live. But that's my homie, big homie from New York. Hey, Princess. Hey, Splash. How are you? Just a semi long day. Have a lot on my mind. My daughter it will be here tomorrow, and Princess is really working, hard, and I'm still doing, some shit with the caterer, and and I hate my new neighbors. I really can't stand them, and I'm trying to be really nice to them, and they're kind of oh, wait a minute. I hope he drunk a hat because I just know. Maybe he on the phone. Um, hey, Dada. Today's just been kind of stressful. I know that Princess is like working really hard on, getting everything done, and me like going back and forth with the fucking catering people is like irritating the fuck out of me, and I'm trying to be very diplomatic about the situation, but they're kind of making it like, semi kind of sort of, they're going to make me get out my body. And I don't really want to do that because I want to be able to use, yeah, I know she got me. She's just working so hard. And, she's not just working on my event, she has other, moving parts within her business life and just her life in general. But appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. Yeah, my neighbors are driving me crazy. Oh, I showered earlier. I'm just gonna eat me a home run in pizza and watch some Law and Order and lay my ass down. And God willing, He wake me up, and my daughter will be landing in Chicago, and I haven't seen her since January, so I'm very very excited to see her. Um, very excited. um, yeah, it's just my neighbors downstairs, oh, it's a full moon. I don't even know if Mercury is in retrograde or what, but my neighbors downstairs, I'm not liking them. And let me tell you why. I don't know if their grandfather lives with them or not, but I'm sitting here, hey, penthouse. I was sitting here and I heard him hawk and spit. And he didn't spit in the street. He spat on the inside of the gate. And I just was like, okay, you maybe have not got the memo that we don't do that sort of shit over here. And I'm gonna need you to stop. So yeah, I tricked on his ass. I'm not gonna lie. Cause see, we got the lady got the ring camera so she can hear everything. And she hates spit just as much as I do. But yeah, yeah, very nasty. That's why I don't like people to wear their shoes in my house. Because people are disgusting. Very, very disgusting. What else happened today? Yeah, so I went on Fat Man Scoops Live and the McDonald's girl was on there and she was talking and the live got cut and I had so many things I wanted to ask her, but what I took from how the amount of time that she was on Scoops Live. And if you all want to see any of the rebroadcasts of Fat Man Scoop Live, you can follow him at Fat Man Scoop on Instagram. Now, what I'm getting was she, she was actually very serious about, and she's a hell of an actress, that it was just a skit. And she said she really didn't realize that yes, take your shoes off at the fucking door. She said she really did not realize that she was going to catch all this flack from the skit. And she said she said it really was fake. And after a few minutes, I was watching it from, um, excuse me, I was watching it from, pardon me, I was watching it from Roxy's Lady Lounge, the IG page, and it went off. And then I had to I went on to my regular Instagram page and then it went off. Then I had to go on to Scoop's thing and I caught the rest of it from Scoop's thing. And that's when he asked me to come up. And it's like anything that you discussed about that, it's like it glitched. So we just stopped talking about that altogether. He asked me to come up. I really didn't say much because I was laughing a lot. Um, Scoop is good people. He's funny as hell, overly talented, and that's the homie. So, but we weren't able to go in depth about anything other than it wasn't even her live first. I mean, it wasn't even her video. It was someone else's video. And she was just basically a participant in the video, but she stands on, yes, it is. You know, she just basically just said it wasn't real and she said she only has one child and yada yada yada, and then everything, there was a glitch in the matrix and that was it, and she didn't come back. But my whole thing with her putting that out, though it was a fake story, maybe even though it prompted people to talk about if somebody should bring food for all the kids, let people know this is a joke, because people were conversing with one another and people in real life was getting cursed the fuck out by one another simply because everyone's opinions about the situation did not mesh with other people's opinions about the situation. And that's the key word, opinions. They're like assholes. Everyone has one. You know, sometimes you cannot be upset about the next person's opinion because some of my opinions aren't always viewed as politically correct, kind, or anything else. It's just my own asshole opinion on my thoughts. So she wasn't able to come back. He said he's gonna maybe try to do something at a later date and time. Um, it was interesting. So that happened with that. And what else happened today? Absolutely fucking nothing. On the phone. Ooh, sorry. On the phone, talking to people at my daughter's soon to be college and realizing, there's more things, well, not really things that have to be done to get her down there to the school and, you know, just, oh, just a myriad of things. I'm really, really looking forward to this 5 days, 5 fucking days just to lay up on a beach and not do anything. Now, I will go live with you all because I want you all on the beach with me. But other than that, really nothing. Really nothing. My daughter, Maddie, wants her hair. She want to get her hair done. And then she wants French tip nails. And, she was like, am I going to get makeup done? And I'm just like, no, no. It's not that sort of event. And plus the young lady who did her prom makeup is girl, Princess, don't start that shit. Because if I'm a grandmama, I know you a motherfucking grandmama. Stop it. But yeah, I don't think this requires makeup at all. So I'm just like, hey, it is what it is. But all in all, I had a decent day. Um, I listened to the Penthouse podcast, and she was discussing P Valley, which was it was really deep. Simply because a lot of people on Facebook have been discussing, what happened and depression and all sorts of things that happen in the Black community. So kudos to you. It was an excellent live and informative, and I really enjoyed it. So big up. What else going on? What else? What else? What else? Um, my ticket came today because I have to go to New York at the end of September. Not looking forward to that, but am looking forward because it's just New York. And I like to travel, but other than that, I'm just not ready for all of that. So I'll be delving into that at the end of September, which is fine because Maddie will be at school and Maddie will be at school and I can just go take care of that. This is something that has to be taken care of. Has to, has to, has to. What else? That's all. Just tired and excited and, you know, just tired and excited. It's a weird space to be in when you have both of those things going on. But hey, what the fuck can I do? What can I do? I don't know what time my daughter gets in tomorrow. I don't know anything. I just know that she'll be here and just Maddie just wanting every fucking thing. Oh my God. I'm like, come on. Oh, why can't you just wash your hair and put in a ponytail? Okay. Thank you, dear. Yeah, so I think tomorrow, oh, I cooked some hamburgers today. That was like literally the fuck it. My day has been very monotone, very low key, very quiet. Um, Someone tried to pull a fast one on me. And I'm like, what? So I got a bill today. I don't know why one of my children, I'm not gonna say who it is, decided they wanted to forward a bill to me And I'm like, oop. And then when I called, motherfucker didn't want to answer the phone. I'm like, you have to stop playing with me. But that got rectified. What else? It was just a beautiful day. I wanted to go out, but then I was like, nah, I'm cool. Let's go get my pizza, you guys. It's your fault. Your mini me. Girl, do I boil my burgers in water? No, I ain't never even heard of that. The guy, what are you saying? How you gonna tell me to put her hair and how you gonna tell her to put her hair in a ponytail? Princess, that was a joke. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. You know it was a joke. You know I'm gonna get that girl's hair done. You know, it's a graduation party. It's not her fucking prom. We're going to have a good time, eat, and be merry. And yeah, I didn't tell her that. It was just, it was a thought. It was a thought. You know, you boil the burger. What? Holy shit. I never heard of that. So what, you let it boil, then you fry it? I just never heard of that. And it actually sounds like it's something that will work for real. Okay. Where's my? I have to find my scarf. I gotta put. I gotta pack my weave up before I go up in the damn kitchen and get a pizza. But yeah. Hello, cat. Hello, gato. Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, you guys. I be forgetting to say that. Press the like button. It's so hard to. I don't know why it's so difficult for me to remember that. I guess sometimes I just forget that it's YouTube, the YouTube. But you know what else happened today? So the other day, I want to say it might have been Saturday. What day was that? Saturday, maybe? Yeah, it was Saturday. I went to Sam's Club. But before I went to Sam's Club, I went to Costco. I mean, Walmart. And I was on the hunt at Walmart for, don't start, cat. Don't start. I just want to eat a pizza. What do you want? I wanted to get these wipes at Walmart. They are called Season Your Water. We have to talk about this off of here, Dow, because I need more information on this boiling of a hamburger. So, excuse me. Okay. Okay. So, I've been looking for these wipes by Cottonelle. Cottonelle makes a wipe called, the regular size Cottonelle wipes that you wipe your backside and your down there parts with. I've been looking for these other Cottonelle wipes called Cottonelle XL. Promise you, I bought them at one store. I actually called the store. I was like, can you guys check and see if you all have them? Because I don't want to drive all the way over there and you guys don't have them because then I'm going to be really kind of pissed. So they didn't have them. Finally, I just broke down and I was just like, let me order them off of Amazon. Amazon has everything. Wait, you know. um, so I bought them off of Amazon Prime, and they're supposed to be here Saturday. So I'm just like, I hope they come before I leave to go to this party. I really do, because I don't have I don't want to miss my shit, and I don't want a porch pirate stealing it. I really don't. So I found it. And it was a 6 pack. I got my Sweet Baby Ray's hot sauce. Yes, Sweet Baby Ray's has hot sauce. If you all want to, please look it up. Please buy a bottle. It's possibly the best hot sauce I've ever had. What's she saying? I've just never heard of this water hamburger thing. I'm literally. I wish I would have tried it. I wish I would have known earlier. Because I didn't even fry those hamburgers. I actually put them in the oven because I didn't want to get any grease on my stove. So I was just like, fuck all that. Um, got a new firearm too. That was interesting. Yes, I'm just saying a water burger because I never heard of that. I've heard about putting a little water in the skillet, but not like boiling the hamburger. I just don't even know the concept. But hey, I'm willing to try anything. Yeah, new shit. Motherfucker is oh so pretty. And I wish I could show it to you all on here, but I'm sure if I do, it probably violates some sort of like YouTube standards or some shit. And I don't even want any smoke like that. But that motherfucker is nice, nice. Can't wait to go to the range. This cat just wants so much love right now. I'm just like, girl, leave me alone. But yeah, my daughter's coming. Coming. I get to hug her and kiss her with my neighbors. Let's get back to these people downstairs real quick. We got this older gentleman living with them, and I peep shit. And I'm sitting in the lady lounge minding my business, trying to be a lady, and I literally heard him, and I was just like, it just grossed me the fuck out. I don't, and then those the same people that let the little boy rip and run. They don't slow down with letting him do that because I complained, and I don't want to be a bitch and just be complaining like I'm some sort of fucking tattletale. But if you are disturbing my peace at 11:30 at night, that those are cheering sleeping times. I train my children up. My kids went to bed at respectful times. Me and Princess had this conversation about children going to sleep and jumping and bumping and all that other shit. And this kid was like literally jumping and bumping, and he's so cute. And I don't want to be mean because Roxanne loves the children. Um, but you need to sit the fuck down. I don't like bad kids. And I'm not trying to sit here and just pat myself on the back, but my kids didn't do no shit like that. I'm the person that if you have even a semi bad child, don't bring that kid over my house. Don't bring no child that want to sit up underneath adults who don't listen because I can't mentally deal with it. The Roxanne brain just don't, it ain't wrapped like that when it come down to badass kids. I just don't do bad children. Ooh, it just irritates my nerve to see bad kids. I'm one of those people, if I'm in the grocery store and I see a badass kid in a grocery store, I get so upset. Oh, and I just be talking to myself. I'll be like, oh my God, I'm walking down the aisle, literally not even talking in my brain. I am talking out loud like, why is that child acting like that? Okay, Kiki. Why is that child acting like that? I seen a little girl in Sam's Club the other day. She had to have been about 4 feet tall, and she was whining. She had to have been about 8, and her daddy had to pick her up. They were over by the book section. I don't know if she wanted a book, but she was clowning, and he was holding her. her legs were like dangling down, and I'm just like, and I'm looking like, well, what's wrong with her? And she, and then I'm ear hustling also and thinking like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She too big to be acting like this in public. And her father was just like, what's her name? I don't remember what her name was, but whatever the fuck her name was, he's like, no, you can't get that today. You have to calm down. She was like, but I want it. I want it. I want it. And I'm just like, oh, girl, I'll be done snatched the bone out that little girl. My kids just didn't do that. And I'm pretty sure any of my illustrious family members in here who come to the lady lounge, I'm really feeling like y'all don't play with kids either. Sometimes like-minded people kind of, jive with one another. So I just don't be understanding children acting up in public. And that little girl was like cutting up, and I was just like, couldn't be me. And I meant that. It couldn't be me because me and her would have had to go in the bathroom. I would have walked up politely in there, and I would have had to go in the big stall, the handicap stall, and be like, you better cut it the fuck out. And you better not fucking cry. I was at TJ Maxx last week, and a little boy was acting an ass over a toy. I just kept mumbling to myself, over that toy. Girl, you better stop playing with me. I don't do bad ass kids. I have a girlfriend to this day. She don't come over here unless her child is with his father because he one of those kids who want to sit under her. She can make him go sit down in another room and watch TV. He come, I want to be with you. I want to be with, and he'll whine and she okay. And then the shit I might want to talk about ain't for children's ears because I can get real greasy with the talk. It's not for children. And now he don't understand these newfangled ass iPhone ass motherfucking kids. You would be surprised at what they understand. These new children know how to understand a lot. If they can understand these goddamn phones and these iPads and they know how to get on computers, they see a lot and trust and believe me, they know what the fuck you talking about. So I just asked her very politely. Me and her been friends forever and ever. Amen. Girl, you can't come over here with him. She was offended at first, but then she was like, why? I was like, because my kids don't sit underneath me. Now, Maddie might come in for a minute, ask them, but my children don't sit underneath me. I don't like kids who misbehave in public. I personally don't recall, I just opened my address. What? You got them both? Shut up. I want to see it. Personally, I don't ever recall acting a fool in public. I don't recall seeing other children act a fool in public because there were just ground rules laid down one time, you know, and you did not cross those lines. Yes, you and your skivvy. Put a robe on, skivvy. Put a robe on, skivvy. Ooh, you just didn't do that as a child. And these new kids just be doing too much. The ripping and running in stores, the crying. And it does something to me emotionally. Like, if I'm in the store with my children, my older children, they'd be like, oh my God, mom, you would have killed us. And I'm like, yes, we knew better. My kids just look at me like, and when your kids shaking their head at other little kids, and if you about 1, 2 years old, you might not know better, but you could train a child up right not to play those sorts of fucking games. Every time I go to a store and I see it, I get incensed. I just be like, oh. And it's always one of those times that I'm in the store and I don't have on any pearls to fucking clutch. Now, my two little cats right here, pearls, and I might just have to grab them like two little balls and just be like, whoo. And then when you're in a store, okay, and there's other people who look like us around, melanated people, okay, and they see a melanatedly challenged child acting the fuck up. Black people have a communication with one another that only we understand. We can look at each other like, we know exactly what that means. That could be a bad kid situation. It could be, you're at a bar or restaurant and somebody throwing some shade. We can just, or some, we walking down the street and we might not even know each other. And somebody might walk past with a G string and bunny ears and a pair of roller skates on, um, and a tube top, and we might just look at each other. Black people have that. We have that. It's inert. I don't know how it is, but we just vibe like that. So when you in a store and a child is acting up and you see another black woman, or it could even be a black man, and y'all catch eyes, you know what it is like. And everybody just keep pushing their carts and mind their motherfucking business because they don't be understanding how did these things happen? How did it? Now, yes, my children are spoiled, but they not temper tantrum spoiled. Now you might can get an attitude, but you're gonna have to also keep that shit to yourself. You can go in your room, you can go in your room and mumble under your breath, but keep that shit, peaceful. I be seeing kids like tell their parents no. I seen a little boy once in a what the fuck store was I in? Was it a Whole Food? He like told his mom, "You just need to mind your business." I was like, oh, this little raggedy motherfucker. I'm looking, and the mom looked at me and shrugged her shoulders like, Timmy's just like that. She didn't say that, but that's the shrug that motherfucker gave me. I'm like, girl, I hate to see what's going on in your house. Hold on, I gotta put my glasses on. Yes, I do have a southern mother. Yes, I do. I have a southern mother, family from Mississippi, in the deltas of Mississippi. And we just my family just didn't play that type of shit. I don't, I remember when Jordans first came out, and I tested the water with this, and I paid for it dearly. Didn't get a whooping, but I got cussed out. I got grown folks cussed out by my mama. Jordans had just came out. And there was a shoe store here in Chicago called Chernins. And it was on Roosevelt. And, they sold nice shoes, good sturdy shoes. And Jordans came out, and I wanted a pair of motherfucking Jordans. That's all I was hearing about. Jordan this, Jordan that. And back then, motherfuckers was actually stealing Jordans off of people's feet. Because at one time, Jordans, I think when they came out, they were probably $100. And $100 for some gym shoes back then. Those are like the first $100 gym shoes, and motherfuckers didn't have $100, so you might get your shoes taken. And a few people got popped same way when they had troop jackets. People getting shot for those and getting robbed. So we were in Chernins, and I wanted these Jordans. I was in there with my father. It was me, my father, and my sisters, and my father was getting um school shoes or something. And I remember my dad, he was like, pick out some gym shoes. And I was like, I picked up those. I was like, I want these. And my dad was like, no, you can't get those. I've heard too many stories about, these shoes and kids, getting robbed. And I was like, first and only time this ever happened. I said, Daddy, please. And he said no. And I literally walked off, said, you know how they used to have the chairs, you sit there and they had the dude would come sit in front of you and you measure your foot. And I went and just sat there and I cried. And my father was like, you could get them. And I was just like, success. I did that. I got the shoes and my dad was in the car. He was like, giving me this rundown. Don't wear them here, and you got to keep them in your book bag. You can only wear them to school. Wear these shoes to school, because we couldn't wear gym shoes in school back in those days. You can only wear gym shoes, or as my East Coast people call it, sneakers, on during gym. You know what I mean? And I guess my father told my mother that I lightly performed at the shoe store. And I was sitting in my bedroom and my mother came that motherfucking closed the door. She was like, let me tell you, she made the ugly, let me tell you something. Don't you ever do no shit like that in front of your motherfucking daddy. Your daddy tell you no, that's the fucking. I'm like, she's like, you better enjoy these motherfucking shoes because you're not getting another motherfucking pair of gym shoes. I was just like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I will. But you couldn't even sass and say it like that, because then that would have led to you getting hit in your motherfucking mouth. I was just like, I apologize. I apologize to my daddy for acting like a little bitch. But I got my shoes at the end of the day. And guess what happened? A bitch, my dad did not get me any more shoes. I don't know. I must have been seventh or eighth grade. My dad didn't buy me any shoes after that. I don't know if my mom told him don't get her no more shoes. But by then my mother and I wore the same size shoe. So I was cuffing a lot of my mama's shit. But yeah, I didn't get another pair of shoes. I learned a very valuable lesson. Don't do that. And I did that shit, and you know, I thought I won, but I didn't, because I acted a fucking fool. But I wasn't laid out on the ground. And I wasn't even crying loud. Like, I wasn't crying like, I wasn't doing all of that shit. It was a lightweight, sitting over there, a quiet, very ladylike, demure cry. That shit did not go over well with my mother. And after that, I just never did it again. I just figured out ways to get, shut the fuck up, Kat. Hey, can you cut your sister's TV off in her room? Because she's not here. Thanks. Um, I just stopped crying and I just figured out ways to get my own fucking shoes. And that's why I'm a shoe whore now. So, but yeah, just excited. Home running pizza. One of the best frozen pizzas you can get. And I'm gonna eat this motherfucker with my fat ass. Whew. I'm gonna eat my pizza. Hey, can you do Mama a favor? Just two favors. I know I be asking you too much.
I don't care.
You do care. Oh, Sonny boy. Look at my Sonny boy. Put this in the trash. And give Mama a small cookie sheet, the small one, so I can put this on there and fix me up. Please. Thank you, sir. Okay. I'm gonna set the alarm. Yeah, so you just didn't do that. So I don't be understanding how people like allow their kids to get greasy with them. My kids are very compliant. And I think half the reason why, shut up, cat, why they are so compliant is because one, I can spaz out, and I can spaz out. It can get real ugly real quick. Um, there's just things I want, and there's things that I want how I want it. Someone's like, well, The kids don't do this, that, and the fourth because you do everything for them. And it's not a fact that I do everything for them. I just have a mindset. Hi, Vance, how are you? I have a mindset of how I want things done in my home. So I feel like if I don't do them and I allow my children to do them, they don't get done how I want them to get done, then I get upset. So this is why Maddie never cleans her room because I have been doing it. And now she's going to college and she's going to have to do that on her own. Mm, what else? Oh, my neighbors. Oh, this is so irritating. Oh, I'm gonna try to be nice to these people. I really am, but they're really making it overly hard for me to be polite. And I'm a polite person. I really am. But I'm not feeling how they're moving. So how did the dress work out, Princess? Did it is it cute or do you like it? Did my dress come? Am I gonna like it? You know, me and Princess are going all out. I know that's good. That's you got to be blessed by. That's the only person to be blessed by is the best, and I'm good. Good, just chilling. Gonna eat my pizza and lay in bed, and hopefully there's a Law and Order on. But I've been laying in bed literally all day watching Court Cam. People are fucking crazy. It's like I knew people were crazy, but then people are like overly crazy. I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't even like some of the shit these people say to these judges in court. I wouldn't say this. That person, no. It would be a yes, honor, no, your honor. I ain't got time for that shit. But I've been laying in bed watching that. And like I said, I watched, I was on Scoops Live. And if they weren't so crazy funny on there, I probably could have got a word in edgewise. But it was a it was a good time. A good time. I'm just all over the place because I'm really excited about tomorrow and about this weekend. I really am. Oh, ouch. Fuck. Yeah. I'm really hoping my daughter flew into Midway Airport and not O'Hare. I don't feel like driving to O'Hare to pick her up. I really don't. Hell yeah, they be wilding their asses out in court. I'm like, who talks to the judge like that? Thank you, son. Was it a black person? Oh, it was black folks. It was white folks. One woman got butt naked in court. Oh, don't put my pizza on the bottom rack. Put it on the top one. Cause y'all be having y'all cheese a little bit too golden for me. And I don't like golden ass cheese. I like my cheese to still be a little on the, cheesy looking side. But yeah, that's all I did today. That's all I did. I didn't go to the bank. I was supposed to go to the bank, but the school people had me on hold and, trying to buy. Fuck, you know what's expensive? Textbooks for college. Uh huh. I was like, shut the fuck up. Textbooks for college is expensive. I had to go to something called um, Tag. No, I got it on Maddie's computer to look at these books that she needs for college. I was like, shut the fuck up. Brand new books. And I had, talked to her father and I was just like, you know, this particular website has used books too. He was like, buy her fresh books. What the fuck is a fresh book? I guess to me, it's just called new, not a fresh book. He said, get her fresh books, books that no one has touched. I'm like, okay. So that was kind of a shock for me today. And I was just like, mm. but she all square with her books. When I finally talked to someone at the school, thank you so much, Benz. I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah, that adulthood is a motherfucker. But she'll be gone, and hopefully she find a different appreciation. My little Glade plug-in blowing with the vapors over here. Hopefully she find a new appreciation for, having to walk places, because she really don't walk anywhere. She walked from here to her homie's house down the street, and then she walked to Starbucks. That's probably as far as she walks, but that camp is big as fuck. And I asked her, did she want me to buy her a bike? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay, I'll buy you a bike and I'll get you a helmet. She was like, nah, a helmet is lame. I was like, well, brain injury is real. So can you wear a helmet? Which she probably won't. So I just have to ask God to keep her covered in his blood, that she don't get into no biking accidents and shit like that. Cause that campus really is big. It's a nice size campus. So talk to the lady down there. And I know I initially told you guys that she starts check into her dorm was August 16th. It's actually the 15th. So got to leave on the 14th, check in the 15th, get her room ready. Then there's like this big dinner, this big, the African American students, they're having a big dinner where you get to meet other African American students and the African American education faculty and whatnot. And then go back to the hotel, sleep. And then on the 17th, the 16th, we leave. And we leave Maddie at school. And like I told you all, I will be crying. I will probably be here crying. It's going to be an emotional roller coaster for me because Maddie has never been away from me for that long. Like she done went to St. Louis to see family and she stayed down there like a week or two. But this is like it's gonna it, I'm gonna try to be as strong as I possibly can be. And it's gonna be hard because if anybody knows me very well, I cry. Yes, princess. Yes. Girl, what you always got some slick shit to say. Well, my crybaby ass, don't do it, princess, because you know I will get you. Don't do that. Don't do that. Cause you remember what last week and we were talking about Christmas and I was just like, I know what I'm gonna get you. And you were just like, what? Girl, don't do it. Cause you look like you was getting ready to tear up when I said that shit. Uh, uh, uh. Princess know I love her. And I am a crybaby and I stand on that shit. Cause if I don't cry, I just have to release those emotions. How does your dress look? Is it nice? Oh, I thought that was my elbow. What? That's a big ass vein. Oh, that looks gross. Let me put my arm down. How does your dress look? What is it looking like? Every age. Wait, you said granddaughter graduated at 10 years old. Every age graduates these days. Graduating. Wait, she graduated at 10 years old from elementary school? It's cute. Okay, just like the picture? Okay. Wait, my granddaughter graduated at 10 years old. Please tell me where this baby graduated from. Did this child graduate from 10 years old from elementary school? Because if she did, she's a very, very smart child. I just seen something on Facebook earlier today. Young sister, young queen, I think she was like 14 years old or 15, but she was graduating from med school. Like, that's crazy. That is crazy, but it's also, I consider myself to be smart, but that level of smartness, yes, I'm shocked when my daughter graduated. What? Oh my God. She graduated from elementary school at 10 years old? Jesus Christ. See, pardon me. See, kids that are smart like that, it's kind of sort of scary because if you graduate from elementary school at 10 years old, the next step is high school, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior year. So for someone that young to be around children that much older, because 10 years old, if I'm not mistaken, that's she should have probably been only in the fifth grade. So she was way ahead of a lot of children her age. But then now you're thrust into a world with children that are older than you. What about these kids who graduate from high school at a crazy age, like 13, and now you're in college? It has to be a really different type of adjustment. And I would love to know how children that are that smart, what's their thought process? I mean, I was a good student, but goddamn, you know what I mean? Shit, I had to cheat on my Constitution test in elementary school because in Chicago they didn't let you graduate from eighth grade unless you knew the Constitution test, and that shit was long. That shit, I knew all the 50 states, but then they wanted to know articles and all this other shit, and a lot of that shit I cheated. I'm not gonna lie to you. A bitch cheated. I wrote that shit down on pencils and little pieces of paper and whatever I thought I could get away with. And I did. I passed. I passed with about an 87. Yeah, I bet that makes like kids her own age feel dumb as fuck. Cause I know I would have. Let me have been in school with your grandbaby and she graduated from eighth grade and she only 10 years old. I would have been like, hmm, she very, very smart. That would make another kid feel I would have been one of those very uncomfortable kids. I would have been cool with her and shit, but I'd been like, what's number five? Put me out with number five. You know, but that's amazing. Congratulations. Just keep pushing them. These be those next great leaders and people who could figure shit out that regular folks like us could not figure out, like the square root of the sun over the moon into the stars. I don't know. Shut down. Hell yeah. The worst cheat part in any school, but basically elementary school and high school, was the fucking hand. I don't know why people would think about the hand. Now the leg, you know, you could probably get away with the leg, but there was this boy, and I'm gonna say his name because I know he doesn't fight. He's not a boy, he's a grown ass man now. But we grew up together. His name is Eric Saunders. I bullshit you not. We would have a spelling test every Friday. You remember back in school, they would give you a list of spelling words. You have to write them like 10 times each during the week and, learn to spell them. We had a spelling test. This was the slickest nigga I ever met in my whole life. Me and Eric sat in the front of the class right next to each other. Eric wrote the spelling words down, right? And put them on a piece of paper and hung the paper on the book it was like a bulletin board. Had pictures of who was that, Martin Luther the King, and all sorts of pictures and quotes and stuff. This nigga put the picture on right on the bulletin board. And there was two bulletin boards in the classroom. There was one directly in front of us, then the blackboard, then to our right There was a bulletin board. There was the door that you come in, a bulletin board. Hello, Miss Nelson. A bulletin board, then another blackboard. He put the motherfucking spelling words right on the fucking bulletin board. The teacher never, and her name was Miss Williams. She, this was St. Philip Neri Elementary School in Chicago, and our teacher's name was Eleanor Williams. I would never forget. Eric will write that shit down, and this is when Sharpie markers only came in one size, and they were real strong. You open up a Sharpie marker and smell it and get a little high off of it. But he would write them down, and he would some way, somehow hang them on this little bulletin board right next to us. Me and him got 100 every motherfucking test. And guess what? We never got fucking caught. I wouldn't even study those fucking spelling words. I would just do my 10 times each, write them down, turn them in, because Eric would hang that shit on that fucking bulletin board. And Miss Williams never peeped it. And then you know how you finish the test and they tell you in the rows, pass the test up. And then one student would come and pick all the tests up and give them to her. If that woman would turn her back, he would reach over and snatch it off the bulletin board and ball that shit up. Me and that motherfucker passed every fucking spelling test there was, because he did that, but he couldn't do it for that damn Constitution test. It was just too much on the Constitution test, and the Constitution test was like 2 or 3 days long. So he just couldn't come up with all those answers. But like I said, I figured out a way, and I got an 87, because you can't overly cheat. Because if you're looking too much, where you keeping your little cheat sheets and stuff like that, you will fuck up. But the fucked up part about the Constitution test was, I remember back in the days, they used to have the answers in the back of books, math books. It would have the answers. But then you would get those good teachers. But see, back then you had good teachers who wanted to see you work the whole fucking problem out. And now you sitting there looking like a fucking asshole because you didn't know how to work your motherfucker out. Any child who is smart, any adult who is good at math, I'm just going to be honest, I will openly hate on you. I'm not a good math person. I have friends who you could ask them something like, what's such and such and such and such? And they'd be like, hold on. And make that face and be like, okay. Yeah. And then it's 312. And you'd be like, what? How did you do that? Then you check it on a calculator and you'd be like, Jesus Christ, never been good at math. I like to read and shit like that. But that's amazing for your granddaughter. It's just to me, it would be scary. It would be scary because I would be scared for my little one to have to be in high school with badass high school kids. Shit, not all high school kids are bad, but they're older than 10 years old, so their mentality is completely different. But yeah. What else I see on Facebook? The little girl graduated from med school. My godson posted a video. Some guys were fighting somewhere in a train station somewhere. Hey, little boss lady, how are you? And dude got stabbed in the neck. The craziest video. I was just like, is this real? And it was real. My godson finds the sickest shit, Yeah, you have everything to be proud about. You have a beautiful, smart grandchild. Shit, I hope my grandkids, when I have grandchildren, I hope they smart. Because I don't want no little dumbass grandkids. Oh, I'd just be so mad. And I don't want my grandkids' nose to be running either all the time. Little there was always that one child whose nose always stayed running, no matter what time of year it was. That's unacceptable. But yeah, dude got hit in the neck he walked up on this guy. It was crazy. And it was a real video. That happened. What else happened here? Well, that didn't happen here. Um, my significant others was on the news. Well, not on the news. Like somebody was recording some shit at a just some badass kids. That was crazy. They set a car on fire night before last. I think I told you all that. I don't like my neighbors. Two little girls like drowned, and yes, like Roscoe drowned. I know one of the little girls passed away. They were in the lake, and they went out too far, and I believe one of them got saved. I don't know if she's okay or not, but that was just scary. And what else? Maddie went to one of her friends' houses today, and her driver was deaf. And I'm not trying to be funny. I didn't know you could drive and be deaf. I mean, I know you know how to drive, but I thought you had to be able to hear. You know what I mean? Honking horns or trains coming. I didn't know, but she said her Lyft driver was deaf. I was just like, no, it was an Uber driver. I was like, maybe they was just playing with you. Maybe they was just acting like they didn't hear you, but I don't know. I don't. But yeah, I'm just a ball of energy right now. I can't wait to see my daughter. I really can't. I haven't seen her since we were in Vegas. So, and I'm hoping I don't have, like I said, I'm hoping I don't have to go to the faraway airport to pick her up because I really don't want to do that. Let me check my pizza. Ugh. Okay, y'all, it's looking good. I gotta pee. Be right back. Hi, I'm back. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for being patient. So, oh, what else did I see on Facebook today? Facebook is where you get so much weird shit. So, I was perusing the streets of Facebook yesterday. I didn't say anything about it yesterday. I was talking about something different, and I forgot. So, there was this guy, and he was like, this was his last day of working, like being a pickup person for Rent a Center. And he went to this house to get some Rent a Center furniture. And baby, when I tell you it was a red leather couch, and that motherfucker had not roaches, oaches. Okay, it's looking good. Let me cut the heat down. It had roaches coming out of the fucking couch all over it. Like it was just like the worst, craziest shit. And then they were taking a bedroom set too, Rent a Center was. And the walls were white or beige in this particular apartment or house. And there were roaches. It's like, it was, it's like the walls were alive. And dude said that was his last day of working for Rent a Center. Now, my thing is, If I was working for Rent a Center and I had to go confiscate some furniture for someone who did not pay their bill, I would have had to call the boss and told the boss, look, what are we picking this shit up for? That house was so infested with motherfucking roaches. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And Rent Center wanted these young men who are trying to work, have money, provide for families, or whatever they need the fucking money for, to go pick up this roach infested motherfucking furniture. Something like that, you would have to, and he videotaped it. It was like 5 different videos on one post. And if anybody want to see it, I will send it to you through your DM. It was just roaches everywhere. What the fuck did they expect? I would have been like, I quit. I'm not picking up this furniture. The fuck are we picking it up for? You can't re-rent it. Let those people make it with that shit. Cause they struggle is real, real. It was so many roaches in there. And the woman had the nerve to be fussing. As soon as I walked in and seen all those motherfucking roaches, I would have turned around, walked out, and called the office and be like, I'm not picking this shit up. This bitch got roaches all over the house. Roaches are coming out of the furniture. I would have left that Rent a Center truck, or I would have drove it back to Rent a Center and politely got in my car and went home. Fuck this job. I just can't understand how people live with bugs like that. That does something to me. It really does. And the chick was literally in the background. You could hear like, I don't give a fuck. Y'all could take that shit. Y'all could take that shit. And I'm just like, ugh. I was just too outdone. Uh, uh, uh. And he said that was his last day of working at Rent a Center when he went into that roach infested house. To me, there's no excuse in the world that you can lay and not and be comfortable and be comfortable. I had a girlfriend in high school. I went to her house and I seen one roach in that motherfucker. And I never went back to her motherfucking house again. And I didn't let her come to my house. And she knew why. It was just one of those unspoken things. I was at her crib and we was chilling and a roach crawled across the TV. She killed it. I told her it was time for me to go home. I lived 2 blocks away. I put on my motherfucking shoes and walked back to my house. And she knew what the fuck it was. She knew that she wasn't coming to my house and I wasn't coming to her house. We would hang out though. We would hang outside. You know, Hell, I was on a bus once. I had a little boyfriend. His name was Pokey. And he lived on the west side. And I remember taking the Madison bus from downtown Chicago, taking it west. And there was roaches on the bus. And I was just like, I can't do this. I'm scared. I'm scared. I'm scared. Those are things. I could deal with a spider. I could deal with those little centipede things. I could even deal with a fly or a mosquito. I just can't deal with roaches. I have a horrible story to tell you all. So get ready and get ready to get your gross on. A long, long time ago, I was I was younger and I was dating this guy and he was a cop. I have a thing for law enforcement. We'll talk about that another day. And he told me that he had only been on the force for about 2 years. And this particular building, it was a 2 flat. And there was a person who lived on the first floor. and there was someone who lived on the second floor. And he said the people on the first floor would always get into it, like some domestic stuff, fuss and fighting, you know. So he said when they would go to the house, yeah, I did. He said every time they would go to the house, yep, one rose brings many. He said every time they would go to the house, because these people would get into this particular apartment, would get into these domestic disturbances. He said he would hate to go in the house because the house had a lot of roaches in it. So he said when they would leave this person's house, they would go outside, they would take off their bulletproof vests, and if they had water or could find a puddle, they would stamp their feet in the water, shake they, they can't get completely butt naked, but they would shake their clothes. So let's fast forward. One day there was a call to that same apartment, and he said he went in him and his partner went in the apartment, and he said it was really kind of weird because when he got in the apartment, he said he didn't see no roaches in the apartment. And he was just like, well, not none, but he didn't see, he said they weren't visible because like they usually were, because he said the house was very alive with roaches. And he said that him and his partner looking like, and they kind of talking to each other with their eyes, like, well, I don't see, this is strange. I don't really see no roaches. So he said when they left, when they exited the apartment, he said they caught a whiff of a smell. And the smell was decomposition. And if anyone knows anything about decomposition, a body, it's a very familiar smell, especially if it's a human body. So he was just like, he said he was walking, and he said he just followed his nose up to the second floor apartment. And he said he could smell it, him and his partner. So they radioed in, because, you just can't kick a door in, you know. You got to radio in, and you got to ask the sergeant, and the sergeant has to ask the lieutenant, and the lieutenant has to ask the captain, and the captain has to ask the commander, can, we kick in this door because we smell something that's not supposed to smell like that. So they got the okay. They kicked the fucking door in, and they're yelling through the house like, hey, anyone here? He said as soon as they kicked the door in, he said the odor was just like, ooh. And he was like, hey, anyone here? Anyone here? And he's just talking and asking, like peeking behind doors and shit. He says they get to a room where the door was closed. He said they opened the door, and they had their flashlights. And he said they shined the flashlight towards the bed. And there was a man who had been deceased, and he was on the bed, and the entire bed and him were covered in roaches. So every roach that had been downstairs came upstairs and was eating off that man's dead body. Yeah. He said he wasn't right after that. And that made me throw up. Because then, of course, me, being inquisitive, Hey, Neek. How are you, sweetie? Me being inquisitive. I'm just like, well, did y'all take the body out? Now, peep this. Back in the days, we have a coroner's office morgue. They didn't pick the body up. They used to take the bodies out in the paddy wagons, put them in a bag and put them in the paddy wagon. Shit, he said that they had to call someone. They had to open windows. They had to call someone in to spray the room, like try to fumigate the room to get the body out, just to get the roaches off the body. Then they put the body in the bag, and he said there was still live roaches when they put the body in the bag, still crawling. He said they put the body. He didn't do the transport because they were in a car. A paddy wagon took the body to the morgue, and what's really even more fucked up is I could look out my window and I could see the morgue from my house. Creep ball ass shit. But he said they took the body to the morgue, and they ended up putting the body in a freezer to freeze the body to kill the rest of the roaches. So I don't fuck with bugs like that. I don't. I'm just like, no, sir. And, people who work in, you know, police officers, social workers, and you have to go to these people's homes, and everyone ain't clean. Everyone ain't clean. I don't have nothing against people with roaches, but sometimes it be people with roaches and they shit just don't be tidy. I can't stand unclean, unkept houses. Clean your shit up. But he said every roach in that building had went upstairs, and then they ended up having to call like the health department in because the building was so bad that the people downstairs ended up having to move out, and they had to start over fresh. They had to fumigate the building, and they had to tear all the walls down to the studs just to redo the place. And then the man fixed the place up really good and rented it out as condos, and the rent went up, and no, motherfuckers couldn't afford to live over there anymore. But more of the story is there's all sorts of jobs for all sorts of people, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I took the police exam, and I actually passed it, and all I could think about was, damn, that story that dude had told me 20 some years, like damn near 30 years ago. I'm like, I can't do that. No, ain't no motherfucking way. Ain't no way. I just can't. And one of my friends gonna say, that's bougie because I'm scared of roaches. Girl, if you don't get your whole motherfucking life together. She's like, you ain't scared of this, you ain't scared of that. Oh, yeah, take my pizza out. It's not too crispy looking, is it? Oh, that's perfect. Yay. I'll let it slightly cool. Thank you, son. You are a gentleman and a scholar. Ooh. There's my cat left. She'll be back, ass. What's Claire and Jill doing? Nothing. Oh, y'all want to see Jill and Claire real quick? Hold on. Wait a minute. How do I do this? Settings. Okay, Princess has taught me. Thank you, my Yoda. Wait a minute. Okay, here we go.
You're gonna be crawling in my
Where is
they burying themselves.
Yo, is she alive, son?
Yes.
Okay. There she goes. I don't like how they sleep.
That's true.
I know they germs.
I don't be like how they sleep.
Hello, Jill and Claire. Where's that water bottle, Aston?
They keep shooting off the tape. We gotta get a different water bottle.
Okay, but you gotta put some more tape back up there. Please, son. Now the cat would like to Let's see what she's gonna do.
Your little uppity ass likes to fuck with you.
Aston, she's not gonna try to kill them.
I
son.
don't. I don't care. Let me be paranoid.
But you didn't even want Jill and Claire at first.
Well, now I do.
Hello, Jill and Claire. Hello, honey. Hello, honey. Hello, cat.
And I'll take them with me.
Please get them some water. What mama's sitting here. Where's it? Where's it? Okay, yeah, come on.
Hold on. I want to watch them. Look at them.
Okay. Aston, I want that water. See, the cat is on some bullshit. And his cat is on some bullshit. What are you looking for?
Man, shut up. You shut your ass.
Aston, stop cursing so much. You curse too fucking much. Like seriously. Yeah. All right. Give me the water bottle. Give them some
No,
water.
the water's already in.
Okay,
There's no water.
tape it back up. I'll buy one tomorrow. Because they can't go without water. They'll die. Okay, if you were aware, you would just like make sure.
I didn't. No, it literally just came off.
It literally, Aston, you can't even look at me and tell me that shit with a straight ass face.
It literally just came off.
You're telling a story.
Damn. I look you right in the eye. You still think I'm lying?
Hello, cat. So you guys. Okay, my cat is walking under my feet. She's out. Okay, no, I gave you treats like 3 times today. Every time I walk up to the lady lounge, that's not your cue to get a fucking treat. Yeah, so that's just my take on roaches. Other people might have their own takes. You know, this is my big ass candle. Okay. Yeah, but that's just my take, and I'm just like, can't leave water in the sink with moss because roaches feed off of that. Hold up, Miss Nelson. They don't feed on the mop. They eat the mop or they drink the dirty water. I'm confused. I'm confused. I'm slightly confused. Oh Lord. Now I know that you shouldn't keep paper because I heard those motherfuckers like paper. I heard they like paper, you know. I heard they can eat that shit. But shit's just gross. Ooh. Ah! But I will promise you this. Anyone who visits my casa, number one, just come in and take off your shoes first. If you one of those people you feel like your feet ugly or your socks a little taint, you know, they might be a little stinky. Maybe you done had your gym shoes on all day. I got socks for you. I got a pack of socks just for guests. I have house shoes, so you want to do house shoes and socks. Um, my house is clean. Y'all can come sit down and eat. I got pets. Y'all know a bitch love animals. You ain't gonna find no whole bunch of pet hair. My house don't smell like pee or doo doo. You know, nothing. Kitchen stay clean. You know, su casa, mi casa. You know, you can feel comfortable in my home. You can use my bathroom, toilet nice and fresh. You know, I just can't do dirt. I can't do dirt. I'm not gonna say which son it is. I went to his house. His house is clean, but he's a dude, and men don't wipe the toilet down. So whenever I go to his house, I always take my own bottle of Lysol. and I gotta spray it and wipe it down because I'm just so ticky. I'm so motherfucking ticky, y'all. I don't even think y'all even understand. I don't even like using public bathrooms. You either? Okay, thank you, little boss lady. Cause people will look at you like you funny because you don't want to pee in no weird ass place. You well, not weird ass place, but dirty ass place. They said, "Mom, ooh, suck my mom. Ooh, ooh, they like dirty water. Motherfuckers don't even like clean water. You know, I just have ticks. And the bathroom thing, I remember, like, I'm old now and I don't go to clubs. You know what I mean? And if I do, it's really few and far between. Nightclub bathrooms be the worst. And I remember being young and going to a hot ass nightclub, and it'd be like 4 or 5 stalls, and like two of them clogged up with toilet tissue, maybe all of them, and motherfuckers still going in there and peeing. And I did it too. But then you get older and you looking at the bathroom floor and the floor look fucked up, and you just like, oh no, I can't do this. I got to the point in my life I was like, I go outside and pee next to my car. Hey cat, the fuck is wrong with you? Before I go in this bathroom, I can't do a dirty bathroom, and public bathrooms are just too much for me. A motherfucker done peed next to a car plenty of nights after I done had one too many incidents in a public bathroom. I remember being in a nightclub. I was about 20. I had just moved back from New York. So I was like 27, 28 years old. And I went to this popping ass nightclub here in Chicago. Bitch was dressed cute. And there was this chick in there and she was dressed cute. And I seen her moving around the club and she shaking up and dancing. And then when I got ready to go to the bathroom, this girl was in the bathroom and I guess she had to puke. And she was literally laying on the floor and the floor was all wet. I was just like, let me get security to get this woman some help. And I had to leave. It was just too much for my nerves. I am a germaphobe. I am a germaphobe. I don't like there's just things that I just don't do, you know. Get ready to go to the Dominican Republic. Now, of course, we're flying, but I still take a trash bag with me. Why, may you ask? Because I open up the trash bag and I put it over the seat that you sit on. I put it over the seat. I don't even go. I do it when I go to movie theaters. I am very, very funny. Certain stories that I've seen, things people have told me have have done some irreparable damage in my head where I just be really scared of germs, and this whole C19 thing has me very scared because I ended up with C19. But I was probably around somebody that shit was in the air. But I've always been a very avid hand washer. Um, I just can't do dirt. I can't do dirt. And if you all look up, I want to say 2020. If y'all remember the show 2020, and I don't even know if 2020 still comes on. Does it? I think it might be Friday nights, like a 2020 mystery. But this particular night, 2020 came on. They were talking about germs and stuff like that, and they like swabbed like a public restroom handle and a movie theater handle and um not a movie theater handle, a movie theater seat, and they just did all these swabs and they analyzed it and the stuff that's in on stuff that you sit on and things like that. Because I never understood until I got older when my grandmother would be like, don't sit on my bed with your street clothes on. you know, and I never understood that until I got older. You got some people out here who don't wear drawers, don't have good hygiene, and they leaving stuff on chairs and stuff that's microscopic that you don't see that can get on you and you bring it home. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. I love a clean house too. My neighbor said I have OCD. And you know what? That's okay with me, Miss Nelson. You can be OCD as much the fuck as you want. Cause the thing I respect about people with OCD is I know your motherfucking house clean, and I wouldn't disrespect your house. And I love a clean house. What'd you say, little boss lady? I actually saw that. It- Thank you. Someone fucking seen it. I can't believe you seen it. Anytime I've ever said anything about that, motherfuckers be like, Roxanne, you motherfucker always think I'm just tripping. Thank you. Someone fucking seen it. Little boss lady said, I actually saw that. It was disgusting. She's seen it. So she knows exactly what the fuck I am talking about. And after seeing that particular show, little boss lady, that fucked with my head. Do you know that I did not go to a movie theater after seeing that until I went to go see what the fuck movie did I go see? I want to say the last movie I went to see when I seen that 2020 was either Space Jam or the Kings of Comedy. Play with that shit. Play with that. And then the next time I finally went to the movies, I went to see that Avenger movie when the Avengers started. So that was a big gap in me not going to the. That's a lie. That's a lie. It wasn't the Avengers. It was the first Sex in the City. But that's a long time between a Space Jam or a Kings of Comedy to Sex in the City. And then after Sex in the City, I didn't go back to the movie theater until I went to go see, I guess, the first Avenger movie. Okay. But even when I went to go see Sex in the City, I still took my trash bag and we went after my sister's bridal shower. All the girls went. We were very sharply dressed, very, very umpteen, looking very fly. And we had a beautiful dinner. My sister had a beautiful party. And then it was like mid evening and we went to go see Sex in the City, very sexy summer type of shit. And I had my fucking purse and it was about 10 or 15 of us and a bitch pulled out a whole trash bag out her purse and everyone was just like, bitch, why you got a trash bag? I didn't have one. A bitch had two. I put one over the back of my seat and I put one over the seat part and everyone was just like, why'd you do that? And I was just like, I'm not even we gonna watch this movie and I'm not gonna go into it. And then these chicks were literally calling me like days after, like what's going on, Roxanne? Like, why did you do that? Like that was really strange. And I'm like, and I explained to them, and I told them what the guy. I think it might have been John Quinones. Well, I don't know if it was John Quinones. It was one of those reporter motherfuckers on 2020. But little boss lady seen it, and the stuff that is in these fucking seats, shit. You wouldn't sit in the motherfucking seat either without protection. That shit get on your motherfucking clothes. Shit. Mm-mm. Hell, I might go so far as to go buy some cheap little robes so when people come to my house, they could put on a little robe over their clothes and sit on my furniture. Cause goddamn it, I don't have time to be getting no heebie jeebies or, I want to be able to lay on my couch. But if you've been rolling around on a goddamn CTA bus I just get weirded out. So my OCD runs deep. I'm proud of it. Anyone else who has OCD, I ain't mad at you. That means you keep a clean house. And when you keep a clean house, you all right with me. But I'm a firm believer. Anybody who is here with me in Roxy's Lady Lounge, I would just like to think that my family, people over here, all clean. Okay. And I'm not gonna think anything other than all my family members over here are clean people. Now I understand you can be a little disorderly, but nasty is a different story. And Roxanne, don't do nasty. Uh, I can't. I vomit. So on that note, my loves, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm going to eat my pizza, get me a little rest, and when my baby girl gets here tomorrow, I will be going live. You all could be any place in the world, but you're here in the Lady Lounge with me. Hold up. There are two nasty things, the handles and the flush. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And that's why my old ass would kick my leg up high as fuck just to flush the toilet. I'm not touching that shit. And I'll wash my hands and use towels and everything. I can't do it. But I really appreciate you guys being here. I love you all. Um, Stay blessed and highly favored because we are. My daughter will be here tomorrow. Please pray for travel mercies for her, that she makes it to her mama safely. And I will be doing a live tomorrow to formally introduce you guys to my first daughter, third child. I only got two girls. So you all can love her. And just we can have a good time. So good night. Get some rest. And I look forward to talking to you all tomorrow. Night night.